Hey everyone, how are you? This is another video on SD-WAN, Cisco SD-WAN. Last video we did talk about the data plane protocol, which was specifically tunneling with IPsec, how phase 1 and phase 2 look like, right? You know, you had phase 1 DTLS and phase 2 was the actual encapsulated, you know, traffic, right? I mean, the encapsulated phase with ESP, right? And then we did talk about, we did show the different, the hashing and encryptions being used for integrity check and encryptions being used. Let me show you guys it if you didn't get a chance to see it. So let's log back into the VEdge. I think it's Cisco 123. Okay, so in this case, show IPsec outbound slash connections. Let me generate a ping. I'm not thinking it shows down why. Let me see. Show BFD sessions. None. Interesting. Show OMP peer. Let's go into vSmart and see if vSmart is up and operational. I'm wondering if, because you know it's a virtual lab, right? So anything could happen. I may have to restart vSmart. See what's going on. Okay, let's ping my VPN 0 on VPN 0 and see. Let's ping my vBond. Yeah, let me ping one of those the iNet transport, the 172.100.1.1. Okay, unreachable, connection unreachable. Let me see if I can see that, if I can ping that too. That's my side, unreachable. So we may have an issue with my gateway PE1. So let's see what's going on, right? Okay. Let's look at the interfaces and see if I have anything down, which I don't. Let's see if I ping on the iNet transport. I can. Let me see if I ping my vSmart. That'll be 110. No, I cannot. So we do have an issue. So I'll show you guys something real quick. So I can ping my vSmart, right? That means this switch is up and the broadcast domain's doing what's supposed to be doing, right? So that means that on this switch I should see MAC address on VLAN 100. We're using VLAN 100 for the SD-WAN. So it's a layer 2 bridge for the SD-WAN. So if I do show MAC address VLAN 100, I should see a bunch of MAC coming from 1213. So if I do show interface description, right, I should, so like this connects to the PE side, right? This is the link to my router. It is not passing traffic. So there seems to be an issue with the link between CSW, because it says it's passing VLAN 100 and and the rest. So let me see, PE1 has issue pinging the vman. Could either be an issue with PE1 or an issue with CSW. Okay, but this link definitely isn't working properly. Okay, so one of these devices have to be restarted. Let me what I'll do is I'm gonna copy the configuration of PE1 and extract it, because sometimes it could be just a reboot that fixes things, right, of my virtual machine. Right, the way you extract the file, you go to the device itself, and then under config you click fetch. What it does is it would grab the current config, okay, and then when you reboot the device you can just copy that correct config, or you automatically extract this config and bootstrap the router using the same config you fetched, right? We're gonna do the same thing for CSW1, so let me go back to setting, config. I will be fetching this configuration. Maybe there's an update. Maybe I've added more configuration, not sure, but and again, this will fetch the configuration, the running config, and save it. For me, that's the state of this device. There's many ways to do this. You can also use a you can download a YAML or configuration using the and I'll show you guys how to use the, eventually I'll do on the API documentation. You can use API to do this in Python, and I'll write code. I'll write some scripts that shows how to do this, right? You can extract configuration from here, like for example on this node. Let me see. Get lab ID, no node ID tags. Some of them, when that means they're no longer there. You can wipe. You can extract configuration here. See that? Update the, no, this is a put, so you want to get, right? We need a get, which I'm not. Okay, let's see this get. Generate configuration in the topology. That's not what we're trying to do. We're trying to capture the definition. This is get. Could be on here. Let's go back up. Well, let's look at lab. Lab can, if I do lab, I could extract. Let's see, get labs, get lab ID. Yeah, there it is. So I can pull a YAML test, right? So we can try it out. And this is the unique lab that we are. How do you grab this value right here? Well, you can get it from. Let me see. You go to dashboard, I believe, or you can use a API to get that value for you. Oops. Let me go back to dashboard. That's not what I wanted to do. I think you can change the show list, right? And then select. That's not state description, title, links, nodes. So you know what, let's do API to get that value, right? So we can use the Swagger UI. Let me zoom in, I didn't have to. Can use the Swagger UI. So we want this lab ID. How do you get the lab ID? Um, there is here. No, that's a patch. Get lab ID test. That's interesting. There used to be. What does that do? The name of the lab, and then that would give me a description. That's not what I want. Get lab, maybe this will give me what I want. Try it out. Better show. So we'll do show all boolean, execute, and see. That will give me a list of lab. Perfect. Okay. And then in the this is the command. They give you the command, so you can write your Python code using this. You can copy it, but and this is the API. This is the extension that you'll use, right, to get this information. Our lab might be this one, right? So I'll copy that, and then we'll go back to this, and then I'll paste that and say execute, and that should give me a YAML file that would have all my device, right? My internal router, my core headquarters. This is a test bed, right? With all the interfaces. I'm not saying the configuration included, but it provides you can spin a lab just like this. I can migrate this data maybe to a different platform and make use of this with this YAML file to build a test bed, and we can use this PyATS test bed. I can use it within PyATS to conduct some testing. Okay. Now, let's see. But anyways, we'll probably cover this another time. But let's go back here. So I've downloaded the configuration of PE1 and CSW, so we'll restart them, right? I'll do a stop and start, and I'll do a stop. So let's see nodes. So what is this one? Okay, home lab, that lab booted, P1 started. Oof, that's a lot of CPU utilization. Now this one went down. I will restart that. Home lab, that lab. Okay, that's my external. Okay, so now we're starting both. Okay, let's go back to pane. Okay, pane. Alright. Oh, hopefully that's gonna resolve the issue we're having with the V edge and the both site 300 and site 200, right? While this is rebooting, let's go back to the Swagger UI. There is definitely a way to pull the configuration of the entire so there was, I think get lab ID, yeah, that's the one I was talking about. And this is how we return the PyATS test bed. In case you guys are not familiar with PyATS, you can watch one of my videos. I do talk about PyATS. Okay, let's see a topology. Let's see what that does. We're gonna try it out, this UI, and then let's use the execute and see. And this is the how this is gonna look. Okay, this is perfect. This is what I was talking about, right? You're gonna get a topology that would have all the connections, the running configuration to be included, I believe. So for example, here you have your links. Oh no, sorry, your devices. And those are the unique ID of those devices. Like that, right? And then yeah, this is the placement of those devices on the canvas right now. So you'll scroll down further, right? Let me see. All those are objects. Could be, actually it could include links also. It could include device themselves. But let me see, what is this? So like, look at this. This control plane details between. So this is, we have link IDs. Where's configuration? There should be also configuration on here. Well, so this is a running configuration, but this is for who? Host name. Okay, this is the vmanage. Okay, this is the vmanage configuration. But there should also be configuration for the other devices in here. I may have gone over it quickly. Where was that? Oh, there it is. Like text content. That's not it. Oh no, this was my this is an example of a response body, right? This is the example of my actual lab, I think. No, that's not it. I'm wrong. Maybe. Anyways, let's. There was a. But anyways, like if I get over here, right, under lab, and download lab is the same thing. I think when I download lab, I can pull the actual YAML file with the entire configuration. That will be a YAML testbed, not testbed, but you'll have a YAML file with all the link and configuration. Well, it's a testbed and running configuration. Actually, it is. Okay, but anyways, let's go back to see if we got this working again, because I mean, and then obviously if you let your lab run, you're probably gonna run into some issues like this. I mean, there's no such, it's a virtualized, it's a lab. It is not a. So here you see it did not bootstrap the device. Maybe I needed to tell it to bootstrap the device. Now if I did bootstrap, it probably would have wiped the config. So what we can do is, I mean, I saved the configuration in a text format, so I can just copy and dump it, right? Let's do it like that. I'm gonna copy everything and I don't care, I'll just dump it. Now the interface might not be might be administratively down, but we'll verify that, right? And those parameter router didn't have a lot of configuration. Okay, let me see. Yeah, I thought so. If it was the you know what, we'll do 0.1, we'll do no shot. If it was a CSR or virtual router, the link will be automatically up. In this case, it's not. Let me try ping to maybe the CSW also lost its config. Let's verify. Failed to. Well, who cares? Let's click on the CSW just in case I can capture its config also. No, it's got its config, which is good. But let's look at the interface. Okay. Uh-oh. In status, make sure that none of the link are down, right? Okay, it looks like show interface status connected. They all connected. That's good. Let's go back to PE1. Let's do a ping to 172.100.1. That's gonna be towards the transport. That will be this direction to the iNet. And let's ping the vManage and see if I can get there now, right? Because earlier I couldn't. Yes, I can. I can ping the vSmart now. Yes, I can. Okay, perfect. So we can close these things, right? And then go onto the vSmart and see the OMP routes. Okay. Show OMP peer. Make sure that I have. There we go. They're up and up now. Show OMP route. So I'll have quite a few, right? Show OMP summary. What about that? So that's pretty good. That gives me, right, things that I care about, that, and then how many routes are received, how many routes are sent, and then if you want to look into the specific, you can do a show OMP route, right? Now on the V-Edge, before we did run so now we have an IPsec tunnel, and this is going over to the site 300, right? Okay, and then generally you have a BFT session between your site 200 and site 300 just to keep the tunnel up. Okay, so this tunnel doesn't go down, right? Again, this is your T-lock. You have your caller, no, your caller. Remote T-lock is a default, right? And your source IP. You'll be your system ID. So let me show you guys a T-lock. Show OMP T-locks. Show OMP T-locks. Yep. So the T-lock would be your. Let me scroll back up. Like a T-lock entry for this router would be the system ID. It doesn't have a color because it's LAN, right? I don't think you can assign it a color. And then you have the encapsulation type. Okay. And obviously the peer is always going to be your peer is your vSmart. Okay, 1113 is the vSmart. That's how I'm learning about him. And then obviously he's got his own local route. He's got a peer of himself because this is his own T-lock. Okay, information. Anyways, all right. What we're supposed to do. I mean, this video is getting longer and longer, so I may have to stop this recording and then post another video. But I do think that I hope that this would help somehow troubleshoot within your lab environment if you run into issues with that don't make sense. For example, initially we attempted a ping we figured that the tunnels were down, IPsec tunnels on the V-Edge, and we attempted to reach back over the transport and ping or send an ICMP packet to the vSmart, and that didn't work. Okay, and later on we came to the vSmart, we tried to ping, we pinged the vBond and the vManage to make sure that this was not isolated, right, to the vSmart, and I was able to ping back that 10 and that 11. Then when I tried to ping the external interface connected to PE1 and the transport router 1, the 172.100.1.1, I've run into some issues. The ping wouldn't make it. I got on the PE1 and I tried to ping back. It didn't work. So I figured the issue is between the CSW and the PE1. So we, saved the fetch the configuration, and we rebooted this router and this switch, and the issue was resolved. Okay, so it's a virtual lab. You're gonna run into issue with resource allocation, and a node may get hung up, and you may have to reboot it to fix it. Okay, so and the more you lab in a virtual environment, the more you become better at figuring out how to troubleshoot and that's where the power in the real, in virtualization and outside virtualization, you do get better. Okay, so Cisco Modeling Lab again is a great tool, but you can opt to use EventG if you wanted to. It doesn't make any difference, but I like Cisco Modeling Lab because it's quite structured, and then I've got more power with its API in Python. Thank you for watching.